And we're back. We are back with some Phoenix Wright tonight. We ain't done just yet. Stream. So, as much as I like this track and all that, we gotta pause it. And we have to get the audio going. Please tell me it works. 'Cause it's just working. Don't give me no. Oh, we good. We good. The only bad part is now, if anything happens, bits, subs, anything like that, I'm gonna get scared shitless. Because I always have to have it louder for the Elgato. So, we're all good. It works. We're set. We're ready to go for what I'm assuming is only going to be the end of this trial. You gotta give a specific amount of bits, Jen. I think it's 25 or more is for the I think it's that. I'll have to check. I think it's 25 bits or more. But I appreciate the bits nonetheless. And for you trying to scare the absolute shit out of me. But, yeah, we will hopefully finish this trial, see where it goes. But, I don't know. I don't know how long this is. Maybe we're going to finish this up tonight. I'm hoping this only takes about 2.5 hours at most, because I do need to edit as well. At least a little bit tonight before I get some amount of sleep. But we will see. Oh yeah, I forgot. Old Bag was up there. And we were, I believe, questioning her last time we were here. So I'm sorry, Jaren. Your bits were... You probably want to take your bits back now that you see her on the screen. Oh, just for myself, personal reasons and all. Whenever Old Bag is on screen, I'm muting and watching Battle Royale. Understandable. Perfectly understandable. For those that are new here and have not kept up with Phoenix Wright, we are taking on our former tag team partner and former rival, Miles Edgeworth, in this case, as Francisca was shot by some kidnapper trying to help us. Yeah. Weird shit. Weird shit goes on here. I like that now Streamlabs wants to tell me that you've cheered 5 bits. It took a while. Streamlabs had to catch up. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information. Get ready. Oh shit! She put the mask back on. This is going to take the wind out of you youngins. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Secret information. That ungod is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet. Okay. The defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for our court. This is just disgusting. This is something I need in my fanfic. Ah, steamy. What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying, the truth is never pleasant? Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But this could be true. Then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Oh god, I forgot how old Battle Royale is. They use them Polaroids. Polaroids are awesome. Don't you be dissing Polaroids, Jaren. Don't you be dissing it. Now then, Mr. Wright. Also very outdated. Yes, but they are still cool. You may cross-examine the witness. Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right. And God is nothing but your average fool. Foul-blooded youth. He just wanted the sex. And the violence. And the rock and roll. And the drugs. He wanted to be the rated R superstar. Well, as the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Cue the Kenny Loggins. I do like, though, that they added it. That shows the age of this game, that they have a Top Gun reference. Highway to the danger zone. Alright. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. Which he's right on that. But it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss A.A. But the name of the magazine this came from is Gossipland. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? What do you know? I suppose that you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Holy shit! Oh my god, are you telling me that Phoenix Wright just called fake news before fake news was a thing? This is amazing. Okay, this is right here. Ace Attorney are time travelers. They knew what they were doing. They have pulled off the Matt Going style things. They called fake news before fake news was a thing. Look at that. Look at that. Honestly, say you can't discriminate between the news and gossip. Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. No discrimination in my court. Discriminate? When did I do anything like that? Anyway, and God will never get me to say touche. Touche. Whichever one you prefer. I always like touche because it's funny. And it reminds me of Drake and Josh. A scandal? What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? No. I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, that God thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. You don't have any proof that Mr. Ungard did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. You're right. I can't do anything. But boy, do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sonny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that Ungard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? Can't really. He's on bad terms with Ungard. I've got no proof of that, so I don't have anything to offer. See, just as I thought. You were lecturing me about saying things without proof.
You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, silly boy.
Me and my big mouth.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. For you, anyway.
So what do you mean by I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you youngins need. You were going to teach her a good lesson. That sounds quite sexual. I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this. No, stop! Well, it was too bad that woman didn't come through the door that night. Wait.
What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet? If that's true, then how do you know this secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you try to hold it into my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? If you don't be a good girl and tell me where you got the secret information, you won't get to go home today. Edgy Poo, what are you doing? Help me. What do I have to do with this? Just do this for me. You'll get your reward. I don't want your reward, but you don't leave me much of a choice. The witness could have gotten her information from anywhere. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head. He lectures me on reckless blabbering. As long as we don't know where this information came from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on this line of questioning. Where did Old Bag get her inside information? There has to be something I can use to figure it out. Sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it? But you can't just ignore it either. It makes your client look bad either way. Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now. There has to be something we can catch her on. Yeah. And when I find it, I'm gonna press the heck out of it. Hmm. I think I know how she found out her information. I think I know. I've never watched Battle Royale. I've never had the stomach to do it. I've always passed by it and been like, you know, maybe I'll watch that at some point. I've never had the stomach to do it. I've always just been like, I don't think I want to watch children die. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? It's just a bunch of 9th graders killing each other. Yeah, I know. For some reason, I just don't think I'd enjoy that. That's true, then why do you know it, Miss Old Bag? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that. Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? I wasn't sure if that was it or not. You call that proof. It looks more like proof of spite towards the witness. Yeah, I've watched enough Japanese death games with high schoolers that don't faze me. You have nothing to back up your claims, then they are no more valid than gossip. Objection sustained. I'll load back up then. Because I think the key here is presenting evidence. Yep. I knew it had to do with Lotta, because Lotta was around the crime scene during that time. So I figured out that it had to do with Lotta. Look at me. Late in the night, technically. It's almost 10. And I actually big-brained it. I actually got a big brain a bit. So today's lesson is, you kill each other off till there's one left. That seems like the lesson of every Danganronpa beginning. Wait. Let me do that right. Let me do that line correctly.
So, today's lesson is, you kill each other off till there's one left.
There we go. That feels right. It's basically Danganronpa without trials and rules. Yep. The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous gal. Mainly for her southern accent. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her... Oh, he's about to say outrageous. I thought that was like a legit word and not just him getting cut off. Some of her outrageous impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No. I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless. Ah, that's it. That's the note. Ah. No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy. Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note. I'm a huge fan of Juan's, that's why. That information, Buffy-head whippersnapper, she's working with that evil Ungod. She said so herself, Ungod, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly dog. I was only checking what she'd written. What a shock. Nobody believes her. Hey, Jeeper, you believe me, don't you? Oh. I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should have come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once. Looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? Pile on more pressure. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a defining blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? Miss Oldbag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? Wait, let me find it. A camera. Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, my sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me. What? Witness! What is it, Krabs? If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too. Good. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? Ah, that's...
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know.
I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. I saw that woman's business card and that's when I noticed it said Slimebank Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken.
I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
Whew! Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry. We must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present it to the court. Oh, okay. Alright. This is the Nickel Samurai. See, I told you, that's the guy I saw. This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. Okay? What does all this mean, Miss Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, In his own confession, Mr. Ungard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his nickel samurai costume. If that's the case, then this nickel samurai is the defendant. How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We've examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? This photo really is decisive. Then we're done for. If I raise an objection here and blow it, I will put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took, there's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming. Right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo even with a bunker buster. Debunk with a bunker buster. Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance. Correct? You only have one shot. Are your knees weak? Arms heavy? Is there vomit on your sweater already? Your mother's spaghetti? I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. When the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot? Especially when it counts. Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo? It's strange. I obviously didn't get it. I'm trying to think, trying to remember what the walls on each side look like. I think that's the key here. Alright. trying to figure out exactly, like, I'm trying to remember certain things, and that's the issue here. My brain is not letting me remember certain things. I was right. God damn it, I was right. I was fucking right. I was fucking right. I knew something was up. I knew something was up. I think I was right. Alright. Yep. 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 Alright. The first thing I saw when I looked at this photo, fun fact, was I saw the gears up there, and my first thought was, why can't we see their other arm? Because in this angle, we'd be able to see their other arm, and I couldn't remember what he looked like. But I remembered something weird about his right arm. And then looking at the picture, he's got that like robotic right arm. We don't see no robotic right arm here. It's the person here, of course. You mean the nickel samurai? What is wrong with that? At the time of the murder, Mr. Ungard was in his own room, which means this nickel samurai is a I think you think that's all it takes. You should reconsider your choice of occupation. I think it's about time you retired. Looks like there was no problem with this photo after all. Wait, really? I thought the thing is that he's got no arm. Or at least that's what I thought it was. Wait. Let chance flow. Wow. I thought I had it. So Edgy is full heal now. Yeah, he apparently went full heal. I thought I had that. I thought it was the fact that, like, you can't see the arm. Huh. I want to take another look at this photo. You became Seth Rollins and this was steel chair. It was just like the Shield breakup. Okay, got the middle piece. Okay, I see a couple things I think might be it. I'm very uncertain about them. I think they might be it. God damn it. Yep, he's gonna object and... Huh. Okay, it's not the door. If it's... There's two more things that I think it could be. I'm actually gonna start here. Nope, it's not that. Okay. Oh, maybe it was the door at the end of the hall. Is it? No? What exactly am I supposed to be finding? Because the only thing that I have figured out here okay, it's just... Okay, what does Phoenix say about being out of focus again? So out of focus, why can't you take a good shot, especially when it counts? See, I really wish I could figure out, like... which side... Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. Okay. I get it. Yeah, I just didn't think about... Okay, I didn't think about it. Yeah, I figured it out now. My brain just didn't go to that. Because I was looking for a reason for the angle. Maybe we were looking at the other room and not the room they think. No, I get it now. I get it now. I would like to direct the court's attention in this one area right here. What are you pointing to? His ankles. If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And? What does that mean? The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. Unguard. What is the meaning of this? I actually want to see something. Yep, he's right. I didn't even notice that. I was thinking something entirely different. He's right, you'd be able to see his ankles. Well, I was right for going back to this the one time, but... didn't even think about that. I wonder if you would care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Hey, we just did that. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the Hakama. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his Hakama up just to walk. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself. As if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. Doesn't feel under attack? I haven't damaged this case at all. Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? The person in this photo is not Matt Ungar. And everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt Ungard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah. Why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, I hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph? It's Francisca. Adrian Andrews. If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, it is none other than this woman. Why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short. And she can freely move in and out of Mr. Ungard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Ungard that night. How does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Ungard's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say what it is you want, Wright? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Order! 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 Looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing a testimony. Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to the court as witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day? If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya... Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? Just about to adjourn the court. I have to do something. The trial must go on. But I don't have anything left. No evidence, no nothing. Now then, court will adjourn it. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Does everyone in the court just witness a kindergartner turn into a fully grown woman with teacups? No, I don't think anyone saw Pearl turn into Mia. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But we cannot continue due to the unexpected development. Tisk, tisk. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. What do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all. Happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow now to catch on. What? Wait. What? What? What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man? Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over. Exactly. Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Miss Edgeworth. Court will now take a 10-minute recess. Whew. Quick stretch there. Go ahead and save. March 22nd, 2:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Like, dude, I can't believe that Adrian, no way, not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She's your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So, after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up. Then, dude, you're saying it really was her? Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But, like, why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Give me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer dude. Phoenix, you think her murder is related to Celeste Impax's missing suicide note, right? Yep. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impacts as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impacts suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Corrida, the victim of this murder. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida. All to get this suicide note back. That sounds plausible, but one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impacts. It was Edgeworth. Looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Don't lay your guard down yet. Okay. Court will now reconvene. Now then, Miss Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court, Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room. What is your occupation? I'm the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Mad Ungard. I see. Now then. Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yes, sure. What is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine, remember? No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never heard of Gossipland. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could tell us about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But this was a private matter between Juan and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter. What was that? Bait and fry. Reminds me of fishing. But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you of that. That literally came in at the perfect time. I was not ready for the fucking gasp. Oh god, you've got tired me. Plus, loud in the headphones does not go well. This is gonna end poorly. I think there's someone who would beg to differ. You look at me? I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. We know you were, as the kids say, bumping uglies. That's fornicating. Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. The first thing I'm doing when I see a dead body isn't pouring myself a glass of juice. I'm a weird dude. We know this. But I'm not weird enough to be like, oh shit, a dead body. I better pour myself a glass of juice. I'm gonna faint. Like... that you don't get more sus than that. You poured yourself a glass of juice. Fucking even the judge is on our side. Even the judge is with us. Look at this. Blonde is sus. Blonde is very sus. I'm pretty sure I saw blonde vent. Right out of electrical. Yes. Sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. That is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer. She has the brains to match. Yes. I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? Why the fuck would you make a wine glass and even leave it at the scene? Exactly. She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand? Got it. Okay. This is Leon's name on the walls type of sus right now. Yeah, this is like all the evidence is there pointing to you. You done did it. Like, okay, Sex Peel, tell me everything here. You're gonna have to explain everything. And what was Mr. Ungard doing at the time? He was taking a nap. Well, we know that's legit. Am I gonna have to make an Andrews did it meme next? He was worn out from his many performances as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Mr. Ungard did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken. Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room. Yes? Excuse me. It? What are you? Right? I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. Ungard's knife from his room? No. Subject, verb, object. Right. Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, one was to make an appearance with the other heroes. So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Is that the only reason? I beg your pardon, what are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim. Sorry, but I don't have any such intentions in mind at that time. Can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. May we continue now? Witness, Did you see when you... What did you see when you got to his room? You were in shock? What was I supposed... Was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person, and despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Edgeworth, dial it down, man. Dial it down. Somehow I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. I see. Edgeworth, go to horny jail. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like this too. Yes, it was open and empty, of course. And then what did you do next, witness? Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of one Kurita, you were in great shock. That's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Never mind. It's no big deal. What was she starting to say just now? Miss Andrews? I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? Ugh. Elongate that spine. This mess of glass shards. It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the floor and shattered. Whatever. Well, why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, the people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. Looks like yet another fact that has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. What kind of flower vase was it? It was a glass vase, and it was fairly big and heavy. I thought I would try to take Juan's pulse, so I set the glass I was holding down on the dresser. That's when my elbow accidentally hit the vase. That's odd. I thought she was always in total control of herself. what she would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality. Doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now. I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily. The only way to make her is to keep on the offensive and not let up. The only way you're going to catch her is with some very strong, decisive evidence. I have to find something. I just have to. For Maya's sake. God, for all the star power on the if they suck. They lost 125 to 113 against the fucking Cavs. Really? Just let me know. What was Kyrie's stat line? What was his stat line? I made a bet. I want to know what if I got it. I only put down 50 cents, but I want to know if I got it. God damn it, I didn't do shit. He didn't even get a double-double. I put him down as getting a triple-double just because I was like, you know what? Let me do it just to see. If I'd won, I would have made 15 bucks, but I was just like, let me throw one down. Didn't even get close. Harden got a double-double? Well, doesn't matter because one of them would have needed a triple-double in order for anybody to win that bet. I only bet Kyrie because he was one of the higher odds, and I was just like, let's take a risk. I don't know where the last time I saved was. Okay, it was that. That's what I thought. AEW's trying to bring back Rio in February. That's awesome. Love me some Rio. Love me some Rio. You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there some problem with what I said? It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, You testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. And that's exactly why I clicked on it, because she said that it was just like the, when she walked in, it looked exactly like the photo, which means the guitar case was open. Anyone remember that Yuka Sakazaki heel turn on Rio in 2019? No? Well then. That's very true. Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? The guitar case was open when the vase fell. The glass shard should be inside, not outside the case. What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all? No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything. No. Yes, that's right. She did I don't know why my brain won't read that word. Implicitly. Implicitly. There we go. Wow. I could not read implicitly to save my life. I don't know why. I had to work it out in my brain, but you know. They dropped that storyline faster than Vince dropped the ball in creative. Couldn't read implicitly. Yep, that's right. She did implicitly say that she didn't touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? Seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? I mean, I personally think you need to hear everything, so, yeah, more about the guitar case. The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Huh, I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along. For now, Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. But your fingerprints aren't on it. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. Looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. Thanks, Edgeworth, I appreciate it. During your testimony just now, did you remember those events clearly in your mind? Well, you see, Are you sure you are the one who opened the guitar case? She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not. Sounds like her dependent side is taking over. Well, Miss Andrews? Yes, it was me. I can tell you now, it was not you. There is no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Aw, Phoenix, getting his little hat on, a pipe. He's sitting there with his coat. It's elementary, my dear Miss Andrews. Elementary. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. What is it, Miss Andrews? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time? But they found your prints on the wine glass. Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at that time? It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember, I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. A she. I want to make sure I'm right on this. Yeah. She wasn't wearing gloves. Well, Miss Wright, seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime. That's strange. You're wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at that time? Just a nice old, cold glass of delicious tomato juice. I got some V8 right here for you. I have your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Oh, we shattered her glasses and she got new ones. That was awesome. That was cool. We got her on the ropes. Order! 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 Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here. But it's just an empty case. I wonder if it really was empty though. But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio. Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either. Adrian, since you got money like that, wanna buy me some extra glasses? I broke my pay last week and I'm on the backups. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that on the case... Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into this misguided... No, Your Honor. Please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. He's been right every single time. Y'all can't say he leading you nowhere. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. If you are so sure, Wright, then I'm sure you can somehow sustain your outrageous claims. Please, enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? I'm not gonna lie, I actually think I might have an idea. Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. The bright red guitar not being the only thing. You mean to suggest that it was the... So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty. Is that it, Wright? I wouldn't say I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? See if I'm right on this. This is a photograph. Yeah, but look at this photograph. Every time I do, I laugh at y'all. Yes, but what is important is what is in the picture, Your Honor. In this picture. It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is... inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. Fucking big-brained the shit out of that. Big brain. Fucking big brain the shit out of that one. Hell yeah. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Wright, are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct? You mean this photo? Order! Order! Looks like we've wandered into quite another mesh again, haven't we? Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume. Well, wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt Ungard's. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room, and inside the guitar case of all places? Speak first, think later. Not what I want to hear from my attorney. I don't know if it's Phoenix, I'm kind of down for that. True. That is a little baffling. Miss Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this nickel samurai costume doing inside the guitar case? Mr. Engard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about was a spare one. Yeah, Phoenix could get me away with murder. Yeah, he could. He probably could. What? Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 nickel samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? Yes, that is what I'm saying. How do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case? It would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose. But why? The victim, Mr. Corito, was the jamming ninja. Why would he secretly bring the nickel samurai spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act? And therein lies the sticking point. What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No. Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. What do you think the victim had? Why do you think the victim had the nickel samurai spare costume? Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? We're gonna find out. Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you. Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the nickel samurai spare costume to the hotel was... What is this? On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. A press conference? Yes, the Nickel Samurai was at this conference. Or the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. I heard about this as well. For once you're not making something up right. But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Ungard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. But how could that be? The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida himself. The victim? Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Corrida was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference. But why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Corrida, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt Ungard. Yes, I guess that is what it would mean. But if that's the case, that's not a confession. That's public disclosure. Miss Andrews, I can see why you are all pros at what you do. Pardon me? Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this.
I was the one he asked to help set it up, and the person who prepared the second costume for him. That was also me.
You?
Juan had bet everything on the Jamming Ninja this year, and if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway.
He was going to ruin him.
It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
What? And do you know what the secret of Mr. Ungard's is, Miss Andrews? There we go.
That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is.
Ah, I see. I think this is just one big lesson to stop making ninja TV shows. It all stops at Naruto.
I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone.
Really, you think?
But that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all.
Protect Mr. Ungard? And yet again another strange bit of truth comes to light. Exactly, it ends with Naruto. What's a Boruto? Yet again, yep. Miss Andrews, if you could please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what, and he didn't have any alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt I had to protect him.
That makes no sense, though. This does account for everything.
Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She is more nervous than a scared rabbit.
The defense can find no fault with this testimony. I am ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright. Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight onto this and turn her logic upside down. Whew. I feel like we're close to the end of this at this point. Would you say that was your intention speaking to or intuition speaking to you?
Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own.
Ugh.
If you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things.
3 things?
A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think these three things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should have already known that, Phoenix.
They didn't teach that to us in school. At least, not from what I remember. Whew. So would you say this need came from the press conference?
Yes. Do you know why Juan chose that event and that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt Ungard.
And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews?
Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume.
But I'm sure Mr. Ungard himself didn't know anything about the press conference.
Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference?
Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony. Yes, I agree, Miss Andrews. Please correct your testimony if you please.
Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright?
Has Mr. Ungard done something to hurt or betray you personally?
Why do you ask?
You were the one who helped Mr. Kurita with his press conference. And that event was supposed to bring down Mr. Ungard. Yet you still helped out. The person on trial right now is Mr. Ungard, right? What the victim was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of your concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had a motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself? But didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. Ungard was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me now that that too was a lie so you could cover for Mr. Ungard?
I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say.
Whew.
I was too busy setting up the stage at the time.
Keep trying, but I can't. I can find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. Can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom, however. The judge is glaring straight at me.
He's staring at you, smart guy.
Can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage.
Then, what about the button?
The button? Button, who's got the button?
It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
You're talking about this button, correct?
That button was found in the pleats of Matt's Hakama. Isn't that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence.
Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright.
Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat.
Thank goodness Mia can still look at me.
With an icy stare, yes.
Andrews, for Mr. Wright Shake, please add this information to your testimony.
How do you know that? When the ends of the threads on the button and the costume were matched up, they were found to fit together perfectly.
Damn, Phoenix getting the icy stare from a dead woman, yep.
Little did he know that's just her normal stare.
I've heard that before too. Why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail?
Don't look at me like that, just because I'm prepared, and you are not.
Well, I thought I had her this time for sure. If there's anything to trip her on, it has to be here. But where? What? Well, what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? and at the worst possible time. Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? The witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Ungard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Corita planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. Ungard as much damage as she possibly could. The witness bears ill will towards the defendant. This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax Philosophy Power Hour. And please, stop slandering the witness. As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid. Really? Because to me it sounded a little wishy-washy. Wishy-washy? I guess we'll see if I press a little more. You should know this by now, but you'll need strong, decisive evidence to make her talk. Got it, Chief. Going to pin you down this time, Miss Andrews. Ooh. Okay, well, that doesn't work. This one's a tough one. I think I'm starting to... I am just starting to just die mentally now. Okay, that's not it either. Thought maybe her saying she has no way to, prove it would be like the suicide note. Has Mr. Ungard done something to hurt or betray you personally? Why do you ask? You were the one who helped Mr. Kurita with his press conference. That event was supposed to bring down Mr. Ungard, yet you still helped out. The person on trial right now is Mr. Ungard, right? The witness was thinking helping the victim with his plan is none of your concern. In any case, that means that the defendant had a motive to kill. Alright. Alright. What I think I'm gonna do, because I can feel myself, and I think I've almost fallen asleep once already. I'm going to stop here for tonight because I'm starting to tire out. We're at about the 2-minute mark here on the stream. If I wasn't starting to just zonk out, I'd keep going, but I'm starting to die. So, we're gonna stop here for now, and we will get back to this probably Tuesday. I think we'll jump back to this Tuesday because I want to finish up this trial and finish, or at least I was gonna say finish the game, but they might pull another objection on us and pull out another chapter to play. So let me get some music going. I'm sorry, Jan, that I've got an actual sleep schedule to some degree. But that is going to end it for this week. I'll be back Monday. We'll get back into Kingdom Hearts. We'll see how far we get there. I am unsure how far we'll go, but we'll see. Should get fairly decent through that, if you ask me. I do have a sleep schedule, 3 a.m. 9 a.m. You know what, actually, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. I'll give you credit. That was kind of mine for a little bit. I woke up at 7 in the morning today, and I didn't take a nap. So, I'm literally going on. I've been up for 16 hours. So, that's the main reason I'm tired. So, with that, we'll be back to this Tuesday. Get to Kingdom Hearts Monday. Figure out what the rest of the week's gonna look like. I don't know yet. We'll see. Probably gonna play Pokemon a good chunk of next week. I think we'll play the Nuzlocke a good chunk. But I appreciate you guys being here for the double dose to make up for no stream yesterday. I will see you guys next week. Have a good weekend. See you next time.